I recently watched Joe Rogan's Netflix comedy special, Burn the Boats Down, which I liked. I like Joe Rogan as a comedian, and it reminded me of my favorite Joe Rogan joke. So the premise of the joke is that the dumb people outbred the smart people. It's basically the premise of the movie Idiocracy. And it's his explanation of how the pyramids were built. So we don't know how the pyramids were built, but the dumb people moved in, and then they drew stick figures on the wall. And
one pyramid, all brought to you by people who thought the god Ra took the sun across the sky in a canoe and returned later that evening with the moon. They had 16-year-old queens. Cleopatra was 16 when she was running shit. That's like Lindsay Lohan being queen of the world. And they built that. They built that? Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay, because I have another theory. I think people used to be really, really, really fucking smart. But the dumb ones just out-fuck the smart ones. That's what I think. I think we are all the bastard children of the idiot stoneworkers of Egypt. I think at one point there was a master race, and they were reading each other's minds, they were free of ego, and they were totally honest, and they were mapping out the cosmos, and behind them, the stoneworkers just fucked away. Oh, look, he looked just like me. That's my fella right there. They just took over. And one day, the smart people just died. There's probably no warning. Just one day, the idiot showed up at the pyramids. Hello? Anybody in there? We're supposed to get our checks on Friday. A lot of boys got overtime coming. The holiday is right around the corner. Have you no heart? Then eventually they realized the smart people were all dead. What do you want to do? I think for now we should just move into the pyramids, then we'll figure it all out. And that's what they did. They just moved in. Then they just started lying about it. After like a couple of generations, who built this? We did? We're the best. We're number one. Egypt. Egypt. Look at that beautiful flat wall. That's craftsmanship, son. I think I will draw stick figures on it. This is a woman. She's carrying fruit upon her head. That's important to document. And this is a man, but he has the head of a dog. And he's evil.
it's a funny joke. It made me laugh. And I see what he's saying. He's saying, hey, those pictures look really silly. And it doesn't compute. Smart people built the buildings, but then why do the pictures look so dumb? So my theory on that situation is I'm not really sure who built the pyramids. I don't think they were built when they say they were built. As far as the image goes, it does make sense that the rulers would make those images. What those images are hieroglyphics. They're cosmologies. They're a symbol that tells a really complicated story. But if you know the gist of the story, you'll like the symbol. You'll think it's actually quite magical. Now, the thing is if you're not connected to that spirituality, it won't make sense to you, and it will just look like a stick figure. So I don't really know too much of Egyptian cosmology, and I just can't remember all of it. But the NASA pictures are starting to look like stick figures to a lot of people because they look like stick figures. And the more you're disconnected from their heavenly realm, the more it will look like a silly cartoon. So all the cosmology is a connection between the heaven and the earth. And the Christian cosmology, the God touching Adam or Adam touching God. That's telling this story. It's telling the story between the connection of God and man and God, and man like trying to reach into the heavens and God reaching down to earth. It's a really, really cool picture that says so much if you understand Christian cosmology. Oh my goodness. That picture, you could think for days about it. It's a good picture, man. I really like it. I wasn't raised Catholic or anything like that. But since I've gotten into cosmology, oh my goodness, that's a really cool painting. And you will get emotional towards, things that go along with your spirit. Your spirit will be connected to your beliefs. I wear the cross. I don't wear the cross for other people. I actually wear it for myself, to remind myself I'm not God, and to remind myself that Jesus and God have saved me to salvation in not just the afterlife, but for this earth too. So for me, it's a powerful symbol. I do have to remember, to not get too emotional about my beliefs. Beliefs create this great heaven, and you're not really supposed to do it. And flat Earth doesn't really let you do it. That's why I love flat Earth, not just as a truth, but as a belief. It's not something that I just think is true. I think flat Earth is true. I think you could go out and measure the water. I think you could do the science of flat Earth and understand that it is scientifically true. But I like it as a belief too. I like it as a cosmology. It is flat. It does kill the emotion of your heavenly connection, of that thing you want to do where you want to reach up into the skies and create an outer space. But it also makes those other cosmologies look like stick figures. It's absolutely silly that they try to pass that off. Now, other people won't be able to see it. If they're into space travel, they'll think that those space pictures are real. The India moon mission looks faker than the Jetsons cartoons. I can't believe people think that mission was actually real. We see a CGI light space rocket on that moon. It's so crazy that people think that stuff is real, but it's because their spirit is connected to it. And if your spirit's not connected to it, then it will just look like a bunch of stick figures. And then it will come across like the character in Joe Rogan's joke, where you think the dumb people moved into the smart people's cathedrals and left a silly little, picture of what they believe.
Look at that beautiful flat wall. That's craftsmanship, son. I think I will draw stick figures on it.
But people still believe in space travel. But to me, it just looks like a stick figure.